Is my screen visible?
Yes.
Okay. So as of today, our manual testing course was complete. So any doubts that you guys might have regarding any topics that we had discussed in our class until yesterday? Do any of you have any doubts? If yes, then we can discuss those doubts. If not, then we'll be moving forward towards the project.
I'm clear till now.
Okay.
I'm okay.
Okay.
Me too.
Okay. Sounds good. Then we'll be moving towards our project now. Okay. So
Okay.
what we would be doing right now would right, manual testing project. That is what we will be discussing today. Okay. So what exactly would we be discussing in the manual project? First, project introduction. Second, understanding. And understanding and explore the functionality. Third, estimation. Fourth would be the test plan itself. Next, we would be discussing writing test case scenario. Next would be writing test case
Test cases.
and review. Review. Writing test cases and review. Next would be environment setup and build deployment.
Is it possible to make the font a little larger?
Yeah, just give me. No. Is it
Yeah,
okay?
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you.
No. Environment setup and build deployment. After that, we would be discussing test execution. After that, bug reporting and tracking. Bug reporting and tracking. After that, we would be discussing sanity Testing and retesting. Retesting. And regression as well.
Regression testing.
Yes. And after that, the final stage, and that would be depend. What would be the final stage?
We have already done the text execution, so regression testing and
I think close testing.
No, test sign off.
Okay.
test sign off.
So these would be the various phases that we would be discussing in our manual testing project. Starting with the project introduction, then understanding and explore the functionality. Third would be estimation. Fourth would be the test plan itself. Fifth would be writing test case scenarios. And next would be writing the test cases and review. Next would be environment and so on. Now, we had already discussed about project and product. I hope you guys do remember the difference.
Yes.
Can you help with the difference? Any one of you?
A product is the end result of a project.
Not necessarily.
Which is a series of steps.
Mm-hmm.
A product is a series of steps to create it. Create a product. Sorry, a project.
No, not correct.
Okay.
Anyone else? If you would like to try.
Uh,
Yeah, and
so
okay, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes,
so
anyone.
project is something that has a defined start and an end date, and it does undertake to achieve a specific goal. However, a product has a potentially indefinite lifespan, so it does not has any end date, and can be produced or delivered multiple times.
Which can be produced and delivered multiple times.
Product.
And can't we deliver a project multiple times?
We can, but that is for a specific goal.
Why can't that project has a specific goal?
Say, project has a specific goal. I'm saying product does also have this specific goal, but that can be delivered multiple times.
So can't we deliver that multiple times in project also?
Not sure. We can actually, we can, but again, it depends. Again, project has specific life duration. I'm confused a bit here.
A product is made for a mass user,
Okay.
and a project is specific to the customer needs, which is temporary and unique, aimed to achieving the specific goals objective within a defined time frame and budget. It's a project.
Did you just Google that definition?
No, no, it was written when we were discussing there.
Okay, you got a bit right
So
about the differences here, but
one
not.
more thing I'd like to.
Yes.
So a project is something that is initiated to develop or improve a product. So I would say project is a by part of a product. That is the key difference.
Product is the
By part of a product. So to
product.
develop a product, we
Absolutely
need to
wrong.
start a project.
Absolutely wrong.
Okay.
It is the most incorrect definition that I've ever heard.
No,
Just
per my understanding that we had discussed last time, a
mm-hmm.
project is for a specific customer needs and product is made for a mass user. Like product is Facebook,
Mm-hmm.
I'll say, for example.
Yes.
Project is specific to one of the particular customer. Like if a bakery shop wanna develop a software that would be a project to specific the software is developed for the specific customer, like a bakery user according to his needs.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
And the product is like a Facebook platform like WhatsApp, which
Correct.
can be used for the mass user.
Correct. So basically, the difference between a project and product is what right now Deepen said. Okay. Project we develop for any particular customer itself. Okay. Its lifespan can be of 1 year, 2 year, or even lifetime. Okay. The lifetime, I mean, the lifespan of that project or product does not depend upon the, you can say that there is certain fixed lifespan for projects. No, it depends upon the usage. If customers are still using the project, it can continue for lifetime. There is no stopping of that project itself. Okay, but yes, as Deepan correctly pointed out, project is developed for any particular customer. Like if I have a bakery and I need a website to cater my specific needs, okay, my specific needs, I need some additional functionalities. Like I want my website to show the photos of my bakery and my product. I want to live stream the CCTV footage of my bakery in my website. So there are specific requirements for me that I need for my website. And to cater those needs, I need to give a contract to any IT firm to develop a project. So they would be developing that project as per my needs. Keeping that, keeping my needs would, I mean, fulfilling my needs would be their top priority. Okay. But
Yes.
that is not the case with the product. Product is a generic software that is developed for everyone. Like if I give you a different example from Facebook, like Zoom, you can assume we are taking our classes on Zoom, correct? Or
Yes.
you are live on Zoom now. Now,
Mhm.
Zoom is not developed for catering the needs of smart scaler only, correct? It is developed for everyone. Even if any other organization try to use Zoom, they would be able to access all the features that we are using right now, correct? Like
Yes.
screen share, video recording, and everything else. So this is what a product is basically. Were you able to get the difference between these two?
Yes.
Now, generally, what happens in the market, there are few organizations that are project driven and there are few organizations that are product driven. Okay. If I give you an example, product driven organizations would be Microsoft. I guess every,
Intel.
yes, correct. Intel,
y- Yeah.
Adobe, or
Adobe, Oracle, even
Google,
the Eclipse.
even the
No, not the Eclipse software.
Eclipse is the software,
Oh,
the
it's not. Okay. Sorry, I'm mixing
the
up.
company itself.
Yeah.
So Google, that would be a product-driven company. Okay, they don't just create software for any random person or any random company. They have their own portfolios of software that generally we use, like Google Search, YouTube, Google Sheets. Correct?
Yes.
There are too many offerings from them. Similarly, for Microsoft, you get the Windows operating system for your desktop, for your laptops, for your tablets. You do get the Microsoft Office itself. So there are many software solutions that Microsoft also offers. Even the cloud part also, Azure, that is the cloud service of Microsoft.
Yes.
Now,
Mhm.
can you guys give me few examples of project-based company?
Project based company.
Mm-hmm. Any example that comes to your mind? Okay, let me give you a hint. What are the major IT firms in India? Name few.
IBM
In India,
in India.
yes, in IBM's full form is International Business Machine,
Business machine.
and it
Yes.
was developed in US, not in India. It was founded in US only. No? I'm asking name few Indian software giants. Try to name them if you can. No. No, okay. Let me give you an example. Have you guys heard of a company named TCS? Have you heard about it?
Yes. TCS, TCL,
Sorry?
TCL,
TCS,
TCS. Yes.
Tata
I heard
Consultancy Services.
services. Yes.
Yes, this company was founded in India only. Then we have another company. Have you guys heard of Infosys,
Yes. Infosys.
Wipro?
Yes.
So these are the project-based company. So what I mean by that, you might have heard in the news sometimes that TCS got an order of $3 billion from the US Department of Health, or Wipro got an order of $5 million or $500 million from the Department of Education or from the California state government. Correct? You might hear these kind of newses.
Yes.
So, what kind of contract are they getting? So, these companies are getting the contract to develop a software as per the specific need of their clients. In these cases, it would be the government of California or the health department of US. They do have their existing softwares that they use, correct? So every software has a certain lifespan
Yeah.
depending upon the technology used. Like if I'm using PHP, then it's that website's gonna be live for, you can say, around 5 more years. We are assuming here everything, okay? So let us assume it's gonna be working for 5 more years. So in the meantime, I need to migrate from PHP to JavaScript, a different language that is more advanced and it is new in the market. And generally, all the development that is happening nowadays, they are happening in JavaScript. So I need to migrate my original software that was written in PHP to JavaScript, correct?
Yes.
And so who's gonna do that? I just can't go to Google and ask them to migrate my software. Correct? They won't be doing it because they already have a very good product with them, and that product is earning them quite a huge revenue. So why would they be interested in creating a software for me? Correct?
Yes.
So I need to find project-based companies that do take into consideration my requirements or my existing software and develop a newer version. Okay? Or even if we can do like, if I do have a website with me, suppose suppose that health department has their own website or their portal. Okay, so as you can assume, it's the health department portal. So they must be having too many values with them. Correct? I mean,
Yes.
in terms of input, if I'm saying. So all these input needs to be handled very carefully, and they need to be processed, and then you can get certain outputs. So you need to have that backend functionality that supports it. Correct?
Yes.
So this is what basically is the difference between the,
It, it
yes,
says like NASA is also a project-based organization. Is it true?
NASA is a project-based organization.
It says that like, you know.
Yes, you can say, because currently NASA does not have any product that it offers. Correct? It undertakes any project, like they want to land a rover on moon. First, they undertook a project to land the first human on moon. Correct?
Uh-huh.
Next,
Yes.
they took on the project to land the first rover on Mars. Correct?
Yes.
And then they took on the project to deploy the Hubble telescope. I might not be giving you the details in the correct order, but something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
So every time they are taking any projects, correct, that they want
Mhm.
to, and these projects they work either by themselves only or take the help of the necessary organizations. Correct?
Mhm. Yes.
So yes, you can say it is a project-based organization. So are we clear about the difference between the project and product-based organizations?
Yes.
So generally, what we have observed throughout the industry, that a product-based company pays you more than a project-based company. Okay, that is
Yes.
the general trend.
It makes sense. The organization's capacity and the budgeting, and their planning.
Mhm.
So it makes sense that the product-based company organization pays more than the project-based.
Yes, but the general reason why the product-based companies pays you more is because generally product-based companies have more revenues in terms of project-based companies.
Yes.
Okay, project-based companies are labor-intensive industries. You need to cater the requirement of your clients. Okay, so you need to have multiple developers and testers working on that project of yours, and
Ye-
you do have a budget as well. You need to fulfill everything under that budget only. So in order to keep that budget to a minimum and fulfill all the requirements of a client, you need to keep the labor cost as low as possible. Correct?
Yes.
So due to that constraint, generally project-based companies, they don't pay you that well. But for but when the case of product-based company comes in, first of all, there is no minimum. there is no minimum amount of labor or minimum number of employees that they need to have in order to get a project. There is no such constraint with them. They can hire as many people as they know they would be needing. Okay. And they can project better. Like, I want to develop such kind of product or such new features in my existing product only. So I would be requiring 2 to 3 people. And they have their own timeline. So their work environment is also very chill. Okay.
Yes. Yes.
But when it comes to the interview part of a product based company is much tougher in comparison to the project based company. Okay.
Yes.
So this is the difference between the project and product. Are we clear?
Yes, I'm clear.
Okay. Now, first, the project introduction. So we will be discussing about the e-commerce platform. Okay. So what are the stages in which our e-commerce platform works? That would be the first stage would be login, correct?
Yes.
Second stage would be
Search for product.
third stage would be any idea?
Select the product. Select the product.
Yes, correct. Select the product.
Add to cart.
But we generally what we do add to cart. The
Yeah.
fourth stage would be
Proceed to checkout.
yes, or do the payment part itself. It also consists of adding the address and everything. Correct?
Yes.
Now the fifth stage would be
Proceed final checkout. Product delivery. Okay.
and last stage would be
Product delivered.
we have already written product delivery. After that, there is one more stage. It's an optional stage, you can say.
Confirmation
Yes,
or
confirmation as well. But the next would be return.
return.
So this is how our e-commerce platform works. Generally, we do. First of all, we'll be logging in to our website.
I
Second,
think the confirmation goes to the number fifth and the product delivery.
even I mean after delivery also you get a confirmation in your
Oh,
app,
yes, yes.
correct?
Mhm.
That the
Yes,
product has been delivered.
yes,
Like suppose if you are ordering something for your sister or any of your
yes.
family member. So
Hmm.
you'll get the confirmation, correct, when the product is delivered.
Yes.
Yes, so we are not going into very thin details. We are just talking about the main stages of an
Main
e-commerce
stages. Yeah.
platform. So the first is login. Second, we generally search that product. After searching it, we add to our cart and do the payment and I mean give the address, the pin code and all the delivery detail. Next stage is we do get the timely updates about our delivery. Like the package has been prepared, it's in transit, it is out for delivery and finally delivered.
Delivered.
Now, as soon as the delivery is complete, we do get a confirmation message. And depending upon our feedback, we might keep the product or we might return the product.
Return the product.
And if we do return the product, we would be verifying the condition. And by we, I mean the company itself would be verifying whether you have returned the correct product or not. Correct?
Yes.
And what is the condition in which you have returned the product? And once I'm satisfied with the condition and the product itself, then I'll issue your refund. Correct?
Yes. Refund process.
Yes. The seventh and eighth steps, these are optional.
Yes.
These are not mandatory steps. These steps would only kick in if you do want to return your product. So, first of all, the project introduction. So, in project introduction, we discussed about our e-commerce platform, and our e-commerce platform has these these are the main functionalities that we have on our e-commerce platform. So we need to test it accordingly. Correct? So now, what is the next step that we would be focusing on is understanding and explore the functionality. So what we mean by that, whenever you do get any requirements, am I audible? Rajan, can you confirm? Rajan or Deepan, any one of you can confirm whether I'm audible or not? Hello? Every one of you is in mute right now. So I'm a bit confused whether I'm audible or not because I'm not getting any responses. Or if I'm audible, just write that in the chat itself. That's gonna help. Okay. Okay. Sounds good. Yes. So understanding and exploring the functionality itself. So generally, when we do have any project, so we need to understand it first, like what exactly we would be developing and how exactly would it be function. Okay. So in the understanding phase also, there are two scenarios that comes into play. First, if we do have already a product or a project that has been developed and we are working on the second iteration itself. So we do have a developed software, so we can go through that software and develop our understanding by using that software. And then we can explore the functionality and go through their requirements. Okay. And when I say requirement, I mean FS. Yes. That's functional specifications. Okay. Now, there are few applications. I mean, there might be few high chances that you might come across an project that has not yet been started. I mean, that it is the first iteration for that project itself. In that case, you won't be getting any software to develop your understanding. Okay, and there might be very large chance, I mean, very great chance that there is a possibility that you might have to develop a software or certain kind of software that has not been developed yet. So you won't even have any reference point also. Okay. In these cases, you need to go through that FS document, functional specification documents, to develop your understanding. Okay. Once you do develop your understanding, the software testing life cycle kicks in. You start developing your understanding. Once you do have your understanding, you need to start writing the test cases. I mean, first the test plan, then test scenarios, and then the test case itself, as we had discussed earlier. Correct? Now, regarding that estimation part. So, whenever you do have a project itself, the manager level people get together and try to estimate how much effort would it require to develop this certain project itself. They would try to figure it out from a developer's perspective, from a product perspective, and from a tester's perspective. So all the managers gonna sit together and they would be discussing it, how we can execute that. So now once the estimation is done, you would be getting the time period. So you need to figure out how in that specific time period you would develop your test case, your test plans, and then execute them also. So estimation, it is done by the manager itself. Testing manager, test plan, testing manager, as well as the test lead or senior testers. They develop the test plan itself. Writing test case scenarios. We have already discussed what a scenario is. So first we write all the test scenarios based on the FS or the functional specifications. How exactly would these specifications, I mean, what are the features that we want? We do develop these test cases. Once we have developed these test cases, now we send those test cases for the review purpose, just to make sure that whatever we have written is up to the mark. So who's going to review those test cases? Generally, the test lead or the testing managers. They review these test cases and they approve. Once they approve, the test cases are freezed. What we mean by that is, as soon as the test cases are freezed, you won't be allowed to make any changes. But yes, at later stage of time, while I mean testing, you do find that, oh, these scenarios might have not been covered. So at that point of time, you can just add those scenarios and resend your test cases, the entire sheet, to your manager for for the approval. Correct? Okay. Moving on to the next part itself. The project will be executing it on a website that is known as OpenCart. So in order to access that website, you just need to go to Google and search for OpenCart. I I already have a tab open with that OpenCart. You just need to click on the first link. You need to type OpenCart, the very first link. That is the website that we would be using for our project purpose. So what is OpenCart? OpenCart is an online store management system deployed by Hong Kong-based OpenCart Limited. It is a PHP-based using MySQL and PostgreSQL database and HTML component. Support is provided for different languages and currencies. It is freely available under the GNU, General Public License. So you don't need to pay anything for using this website. Okay. So just type on Google Open Card, and this is the screen where you would be redirected. Okay. Now you need to perform your testing, and the projects that we'll be executing, we'll be doing it here only. Okay. So now let me just give you a basic demo of the application itself. So in the for our application, yes, whenever you do have any kind of application, there are two components to the application itself. First is the front end and second is the back end. As you can see here, storefront and administrator. That is front end, storefront, administrator, that is the back end. So any one of you, do you have any idea what is front end and back end with respect to project? Okay, so let me explain. What exactly do we mean by front end and back end? The UI part that you see right now on your screen, that is the front end. And whatever is happening behind the scenes, that we can say as back end. If I give you an example, suppose you go on to Amazon and try to search for a product. So you might get 100 or even 1,000 entries. Like if you try to search for iPhones, you might get 15, 20 different options from different sellers. Okay. Under different price ranges. So whatever you see when you search for iPhone, that is the front end. But there has to be someone or or something that maintains what kind of iPhones are present with what sellers, correct? If we don't have that data with us, then again it's going to be very problematic for us. Like if I give you an example, suppose I am one of the sellers in Amazon, and in my inventory I do have only 5 iPhones, but I am offering them at a discount of $100. So if there is no one maintaining the data about my inventory, then Amazon would allow more than 5 people to order that iPhone. But I only have stock of 5 iPhones. Suppose 10 people order that same iPhone. So I would not be able to fulfill 5 people's requirement. I can only fulfill 5 at that discounted price of $100. So that would be problematic for Amazon. So they need to maintain the count just to make sure that we do have that right amount of inventory. And if the sixth person tries to order that iPhone at a discount of $100, it would say that the current item is out of stock, as you might have seen in the Amazon. Sometimes when you search for a product, only one left or currently out of stock. So that is the reason. Someone is keeping track of the inventory at the back end itself. That yes, we do have only 50 product with us. So we are only allowed to take orders of 50 samples for this particular product. And as and when the seller or the person responsible for selling that product updates their inventory, then only we would allow someone to buy that product after it has been purchased 50 times. Are we clear on it?
Yes.
So,
Actually, I had explained the user interface as well, but I was on mute.
okay.
I didn't notice that I was on mute. So,
Yes, yes. When I asked, everyone was silent, so I thought that, okay, you guys might not have any kind of doubt. So I just kept on explaining. I got a text from Rajan, I guess. that yes, I was audible. So that is the difference between front end and back end. Are we clear on the difference part?
Yes.
So for front end, anyone can access that, correct?
Yes.
Why so? Because it is the UI part, and
UI part.
generally
Yes.
it is open for public, but not the backend. Why? If we allow everyone to access the backend, then any mischievous person can do random things, correct? Because suppose that if I do get access to the backend of Amazon, I might list the iPhone at a discounted price of $1, correct? And inform my friends and family that, oh, just go and purchase the iPhone. So that
Yes.
would not be good for Amazon. They would have to reimburse the seller, correct? So that is why we generally don't give to the, give the access to the backend to any random person. So the storefront or the front end basically works on the internet, correct? That is
Yes.
World Wide Web that we use from our mobile devices or laptops. The backend part, it is generally accessed through the intranet, not the internet, intranet. It is the internal network of that organization that is known as intranet. Okay.
Yes.
It has all the properties of internet, but it has the limitation of the boundary itself. Okay. Like for internet, anyone with a mobile device or a laptop can get connected. Just there is only a single criteria that you need to have an internet connection, correct?
Yes.
So that is the only criteria to access the internet. But for backend, you need to have that intranet connection, that too of that particular company itself. And with all
Yes.
that tools and software,
Yes.
there would be some additional securities like VPN and authorization and
Yeah.
many,
VPN.
yes, and many more things. Just to make sure that only the authorized persons are able to connect with the intranet. Because if any mischievous person gets in their internal servers, they can do lot of damage to that company itself. Okay,
Yes.
so that is the backend part. So in our course we would be going with the front end testing or the
Front.
UI testing. Okay,
Okay. Yeah.
now let me just give you a demo how exactly our website looks. So this is our e-commerce website, and the URL
Okay.
is demo.opencart.com. Or if you want to open, you can just search for OpenCart and follow the same process. Click on view demo and you'll be navigated to this page. So this is our website that has listing of all the project itself. So now, yes, now all the images are visible, correct? This is a MacBook that you can order. This is the Apple Cinema, or I guess a TV monitor that might have been developed by Apple or not. So it is not an original website, okay? So don't try to order anything. It's a demo website. And don't try to enter any kind of payment details, please. Here, it's a demo website. So if you want, you can just go ahead and add this to your cart also. Yes, we do have an option here, add to cart. If you click on that add to cart option, the product has a minimum quantity too. You try to put the quantity as 6. If product not getting added here, that much. Hmm. Let us just go back. Yes, add to cart. Yes, success. You have added the iPhone to your shopping cart. Now the iPhone was added. We can see here. Okay. Now we have two options, view cart and checkout. So as Deepan likes to check out always, so we'll be moving towards the checkout section. Here you need to enter all your details and payment method. Please don't enter your correct payment method. You can just enter random stuff here. Okay. So we'll be discussing our project based on this website only. We'll be doing our project from now onwards, you guys need to put more effort. Okay. I'll be just giving you how and what you need to do, but you would have to put more efforts from now onwards in doing the exploration as well as all these steps. Okay. Now, as I had discussed earlier, that whenever we try to develop a software for the very first time, we do get FRs, correct? Functional requirements. So I'll show you a sample FR. This is the sample FR for our open cart. Okay. So what is an FR? FR basically has all the technical specification and the functional details. How exactly would our application behave and how exactly it should be developed? What are the features and functionalities that it needs to have? It's a text document. So generally, whenever we start a development of anything, we prepare a functional requirement first. And by we, I mean the managers, not the testing team. The product team is going to prepare the functional requirement. And they will be sharing this FR with the testing as well as the development team. Okay. And you guys, after you get this FR, you need to go through it. You need to go through that entire FR and try to analyze what kind of requirements does the client want and get a basic understanding about it. Correct? So the second stage kicks in as soon as you get the FR, functional requirement or FS functional specifications. So you need to understand. Okay. As soon as you get the FRs, the second phase kicks in. Once you are done with the study of FRs, you can start preparing the test scenarios. In the meantime, the testing lead or the project manager itself is going to give the estimation time. They would be asking you, like, when you are done with going through this document itself, they will ask you how much time do you need to prepare the test scenarios and test cases. And based upon that, they would give a timeline to the client itself and also to the entire team that, okay, we'll be delivering this project by the end of the month or by the end of the year. So now let's discuss what exactly do we have in our FR. Okay. First of all, generally it starts with an overview. It would be a short introduction, what exactly the client wants or what exactly we are trying to develop here. That would be the overview, as you can see on the screen itself right now. Second would be the requirement. What exactly is the technical specification that the client wants? That would be named here. And there might be any particular kind of requirements that the client has. So it can be listed here itself. Now, second part, that's the open cart front end. It's the document that gives us the introduction about how the UI is going to look. It gives you the introduction. It's a non-functional document. I mean, non-interactive document. It just has an image that has been prepared by the designers itself. So When you see this image, you might get an idea that yes, we are talking about this page, correct? This was the page itself. But when you get the document, the page was not developed. So you need to prepare your test cases by seeing this page itself. So what are the function and reading about the functionalities that are listed below, like navigating the shop home page itself, the headers, how the headers gone, how large the headers gonna be, what font size would it be used, your store logo, currency block, shopping cart, search box, links, telephone, my account, links. There are multiple links, correct? Like the information links, customer service links, all these links should be working. We have that search bar, search icon, checkout or add to cart section. So you need to verify each and every functionalities. And how would you prepare the test cases? You just need to go through each of these requirements, write their corresponding test scenarios. And after you are done writing the test scenarios, then you can go ahead and write the corresponding test cases for that corresponding test scenarios. Okay, so you need to have at least one test scenarios for each requirement itself, at least. There might be few exceptions in which two requirements might have one scenario or three might have one, but they are quite rare. So you need to create an appropriate scenarios, and based on those scenarios you need to prepare the test cases. Are we clear till now, or is there any doubt about anything?
No, I'm clear.
Okay, so that's going to be all for today. We'll be resuming it from here only from tomorrow. Okay,
Okay.
so we'll be sharing this FR document with you guys. Whenever you do get time, you can go through this document and you can go through this website also. Okay, I hope you guys remember how we reached to this website itself. If not, you can go through the recording. Okay,
Okay.
any doubts or any problems or any confusions that you guys might have?
No, from my side.
Okay,
So in
sounds
this like manual testing, we are just doing the UI part only, right? Since
correct.
we are like testing for the